Yay!
Ready.
Yay! Aya, acha tungoje raia waingie hapo ndani. Tuendelee. Jump.
Hello. Okay. Sasa yenye nataka kwanza naye inaitwa winyo.
Ati winyo. Wait.
Ya bombe, si unajua?
Umeimba winyo.
Sio winyo ule wa kuimbwa au si huyo.
Okay.
Winyo
okay.
the bird.
Okay, winyo the bird. Okay. Karibuni sana. Welcome. Hi everyone.
Hello.
Labdi is in the living
Building.
room. Let's do it, girl. Let's do it. Twende kazi.
Got ready? Thank you so much.
Hey guys, what's up? Mnamwona mrembo hapa? Manze slanti hivi kidogo jamani watu wakuone. Guys, this is Labdi and her beautiful pink Orutu here. Karibuni sana to Vibe na Queens. Vibe na Queen. Labdi today.
Na Queen Kasiva. The main queen to the other queen.
Wacha ni adjust crown yangu leo. Iko huku.
Asante chani.
Thank you so much guys for tuning in when you wanaingia. Karibuni sana. I'm going to be following your chats on in here. Please bring in all the questions that you have for Labdi if you have any. But first off, Labdi. Jamani. Umekunywa chai?
Nimekunywa chai nyingine hapa. Sasa kunywa chai kama hii.
Uko sawa. Tuambie sasa wewe ni nani? Tell us who you are. Tell us where you were born, how you picked up this instrument. Tell us about this instrument. Just, I know this instrument is you. Because when I see you hold it, it's almost like you become one thing, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm so curious to find out, like, when did you pick up this instrument? Where did you find it? Why the Orutu? I have so many questions, Labdi.
I mean, I appreciate it.
Niambie, mama, niambie.
I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you so much, Kasiva. Sawa. My name is Labdi for those who we haven't met yet, but tushapatana saizi ndio.
Kabisa.
My name is Labdi. I'm a singer, songwriter, performer, musician, now producer. I play Orutu. In the single stringed fiddle from Luo Nyanza. So nasemanga Western Kenya because not so many people know where Luo Nyanza is.
I see.
But that's where it's from. It's one of those instruments that unapata everywhere. You get it in Central, there's a Wandende, in Western, kuna Ishiriri, in ukienda Coast, kuna Zeze, ukienda Ethiopia, kuna Masinko, ukienda
Uganda.
Ukienda Uganda, kuna Ndigidi, ukienda Mali, kuna Riti. So it's one of those instruments that's found everywhere. Beautiful.
Yeah. So why the Orutu, Labdi, as in, of all the instruments you would have picked? Why this fiddle?
You know, I picked it like a dare to myself, yeah?
Tell me.
I picked it, one, because women are not allowed to play it. But that's not the main reason why I decided to play it. It's because I had, right before uni, I took some music classes, yeah? Where I was doing vocal training and waliniambia, oh, you can't sing so well.
Ngoja. Guys, can I have thumbs down for anyone who said ati Labdi hezi imba poa?
Na vile sauti nimenyorosha.
Hey, wada.
Nimenyorosha alone ni chai, eh?
No, iko sawa. I think you can, I know it's living testimony that you can really sing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So at that time I was at a school where, you know, those different classes. So I was put in that class for people who had just learning how to sing, and it was an advantage. So sometimes you have to kula L sio kitu mbaya.
Yeah.
But
you
then
have to have that
learn,
sticker.
You know.
Yeah.
So I then realized that maybe my voice it needs a different kind of instrument to accompany it.
Yes, true.
Sasa nikaenda KU and I was doing fine art. That's my major. Uchoraji. That's what I've done all my life. So we had some units in music, in the music department. So nikaona Orutu, nikaangalia hii kitu. Kasema, why sijaona dem akicheza hii kitu. And then I was told, you know, women don't normally play it. And kasema, that's a good reason for me not to take it. Because it was either that or Nyatiti. And I was like, I've seen people playing Nyatiti, but I was like, this is the one I'm going to take.
Yes.
And then from the moment nilifanya tu, this is the one for me. This is the one for me. Yeah.
Wow. I see that your Orutu is pink. Is it pink because of a reason? Because this is actually the first pink Orutu that I'm seeing. No, for real. Zinakwanga natural wood color. Inakwanga like this color, the color of the bow. Yeah. So is it to represent femmes? You just like pink?
Unajua, that's the thing. I think I didn't even think through the color so much. I just wanted something that inani represent.
But you had a green one, I remember.
Yo kitu kwanza, it wasn't supposed to be green. It was supposed to be golden.
Oh, wow.
Spray painting in it, saw gold, but it was green. It was supposed to be gold. Mashino. Embarrassing. I was very embarrassed. Embarrassed.
Now, you mentioned that traditionally, the Orutu was sort of very male-dominated. I'm assuming now that you've honed the instrument and it's become a part of you, you probably know some of the reasons why it was super male dominated. And I think a lot of people are super curious to know, because you know, as before we went live, still got tunaongea hapa nje tunasema vile your instrument and my instrument are like super aligned. Like we've picked instruments that are super male dominated, and there's consequences to that, but there's also such beautiful things to it. And we get, sometimes we're criticized, sometimes we are blessed. But it is your identity as you pick it right now. And I'm super curious, like, to understand, like, mbona instrument ilikuwa male dominated?
Now you see, most creative aspects of living in the older setting were male dominated, because expression was not allowed for women. Creative expression or any kind of expression was not allowed. And when in the case of an instrument specifically, like I heard, it's Burundi that banned.
Burundi banned the playing of the national drum. I think in 2017 or 18.
And I really researched, because it's the same issue we face here. And one of the reasons I read it was banned for women was because, vibrations and sexuality and all these random belittling reasons, you know. So this also happens to be one of those instruments that people attribute to sexuality, because you can see what it's shaped like.
Children, it is time
To sleep.
It is time for bath time.
It
is time for bath time.
Valon.
You can see how it's shaped.
Yeah, you can see how it's shaped.
Right.
So, even when I play, sometimes I get someone saying, if it was a woman's instrument, it would have been called Orutu.
Orutu.
Yeah.
Because of the A's and the O's in the Luo naming system.
Exactly. Someone told me, if it was for you, it would have been called Orutu. I was like, hey, it's for me, don't worry.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm just going to call this specific one Orutu because it's pink and it's being held by Labdi.
Yeah.
The man tucheze kasolo hata to scale mwanjo. Hey.
Hey.
As I check who's here and who's saying what. I see you, Mweni. Love it. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah, Mweni.
Mweni, Valerie, thank you so much. Oh my goodness, there's so many people. Boo-boo! Sasa!
What's up, man?
I see so many people up in here.
This is for you. Welcome, Tini.
I see them all. Now, Labdi.
Yes.
This instrument that you hold, what does it represent to you?
This instrument represents all the women before me. Let me tell you a funny story.
Tell.
No, an interesting
I love
story.
stories. Tell.
So, after I learned how to play Orutu, my granddad was very confused. He was like, are you sure you want to play? This is what you want to play?
Wait first. As you played Orutu, your granddad was alive.
He is alive.
He's still alive?
Yes, he's alive. It's a blessing.
You're a very, yeah, it's such a blessing. I was going to tell you, you're very lucky now, but it's a blessing.
The love of my life. So
he was very confused.
He was like, are you sure this is what you want to play? Like, it can be guitar. I don't know why you're always trying to be special. You know what I'm saying? It's like, girl. And then he told me so many stories about, Orutu was played by men and they had to be strong. It was one of those instruments that was played to entertain men mostly. So they were joling together, drinking, and in those settings women are not allowed to play.
To be in those settings.
So he was like, but he's a feminist and he's supportive. So he was like, okay, you enjoy. And then he told me a story about my great grandmother, his mother.
Yes.
Who apparently was a creative and she was a musician. But because she couldn't touch the Orutu and she couldn't play nyatiti, she used to make herself an instrument. It's like a kind of like a thumb piano from sorghum sticks. From the sorghum sticks. So
the farm.
In the farm. Huko kwa shamba akilima, she's making it, and then because now the kids are not supposed to hear. So watoto wanacheza huko, so makina my granddad and the brothers. Wanacheza huko mbali, then they just hear someone anaimba. Then when she hears someone coming, she stops playing. And kuza. So for me this instrument is represented is for her and all these women who are not allowed to express themselves musically, creatively. When I hold this, I know I'm inspiring someone to think, why should I play the cello? See, I can play something traditional, something unique, something, and at some point I'd hope that these instruments are not unique. I want them to be popular.
Yes,
you just play. You just play it. You don't have to really think about, hey, will I even get someone to listen to teach me? Because that's what I get. People asking me, Labdi, instrument, where can you buy it? I'm like, I have to go to KU. Oh, who can teach you? I'm like, I can teach you. Someone else. Sometimes you're even doing other shows elsewhere, Uko area. You're thinking, by the time I get this person to this other person, I'm busy, I'm on students. When, I want this instrument to be very popular. It's just watu wa security ndio wanajua. Imagine watu wanaringanga, they normally say ati hiyo nini, what is that? I'm like, what do you mean, what is that? Are you mad? Is it disease?
Speaking of women, I read somewhere in an interview that you said that women are your biggest fans.
Yes.
Sasa now that, okay, hatusemi ati my boys support Labdi, tunaomba tu catch up
with the women. Catch up.
But I'm curious to understand what are some of the comments or what are the perspectives that you get from women when they see you playing the Orutu, and what also do you get from guys when they see you play the Orutu? what is it that you hear mostly, or what is the feeling that you get? Because sometimes you don't have to speak by words.
Yeah.
There's on an action or a gia or a, you know, and you know that this person, yeah. So what kind of comments do you get from people?
First of all, babes be like, you look good. Hey, represent. But besides that, a lot of my female fans or supporters always just say, you know, I feel like it's within us to support each other.
Yes,
In the older settings, women used to sit down and support each other. Whatever issue inakuja tuna support. So it's in us to support each other.
Yeah.
So I get a lot of encouraging words to say, women, my friends saying, oh, just continue, keep doing what you're doing, because they've been in a situation where by being female, they have been sidelined. And I feel like sometimes they see the struggle, or they see that, you know, you're trying to make it, so they just try their best to help you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. So in that case, then I get a lot of encouraging words, people telling me, just keep doing what you're doing. And sometimes that's all you need. Don't you? Sometimes when msanii uko hapo na create on a door, you're just like, oh my God, why am I doing this? But someone telling you, you know, just keep doing what you're doing, you're inspiring other people. And these are not even musicians most of the time. Sometimes just accountants, just random people, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
An accountant holding Orutu, okay.
You know, just keep doing. Some people ask me, can you come and teach my child?
Yeah.
Evo,
do you teach kids?
I haven't yet. But I've taught someone. I've taught like 2 people.
Yeah.
Classes in Asia. You know, Orutu is very demanding, and you need a lot of patience. I struggled a lot at the beginning. I had like 7 years of just trying to figure it out.
Yes.
Mood swings, but once you just set your mind to it, utakuwa sawa.
Now let's talk about the nature of this instrument, because I've been talking the African fiddle. Nimepewa the name fiddle. Unachezanga violin?
Sichezangi violin. Mimi hata
Shaijaribu.
Sijai.
Is it
I might sound arrogant, stroke ignorant, stroke everything, but mimi sina haja na violin. Mimi nacheza Orutu. Nitacheza Orutu, nitacheza masinko, nitacheza wandende, nitacheza all these other things.
I hear you.
My main focus.
I hear you, and I hear, you know, how passionate you are about presenting African instruments, and more so, you know, keeping the tradition very alive. Twende. Tuambie about song moja tu umeandika. I loved you tuimbe hapo at least to jam kidogo.
Ngoja. Kwanza I've even forgotten. There's a question about how males take it. That's an interesting story.
Yes, please.
Kabla nisahau.
Uh-huh.
So, guys are very interesting. Ukipata mjama mzee kidogo, kama kuna mzee kidogo hapa kidogo, pole. But I've gotten a lot of really mean words said directly to me. Or people, even who don't play Orutu or any instrument, telling you, chase your kitu. I'm like, but how am I not playing it, and I'm playing it in my style?
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Or you get like, apa ni PG, I can just say.
Please. Express yourself.
I remember I was playing at a show at a friend's party. Then this guy just comes to me and he says, Madam, can you stop masturbating with that instrument? So I was like,
okay.
I just, nilifunga tu show, nikasema hapa I can't do it. I didn't come here to be disrespected, excuse me. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, sometimes you get people who, even most of them are men.
Right on.
Yeah. So,
I see a comment here from Rapasa, and it says, Labdi and Kasiva, could you guys elaborate also the fact that women were seen as the greatest pillar of building a great homestead in regards to entertainment, because it's a big subject with time change. And, you know, I remember I was reading a paper about, you know, the role of women in music traditionally, and you know, mostly we're seen as, you know, people wenye walikuwa wamekatazwa kucheza certain instruments, as opposed to actually seeing the role that yenye the instruments that tulikuwa tumepewa traditionally zilikuwa zina carry role gani. And I agree that there's certain roles that were kept aside for women, and also I was reading about, you know, music in Ghana, and regarding the same fiddle, but the fiddle in Ghana, I think inaitwa gonje, yeah, and I read somewhere that it was also played by women, but mostly women were encouraged to play the shakers and the rattles in gonje music, and as much as the gonje was there and they could play, they were more so, you know, encouraged to play the rattles and the shakers, and even when you look at like the setting in Kenya, like where I come from, Cumberland, there's instruments and even drums that were set aside for that particular kind of dance ama that particular kind of music.
Yeah,
like Kilume is a women's dance,
yeah.
and that particular drum is played by the women.
Yeah.
However, there's other dances and other practices that women are not allowed. And there was reasons, like way many reasons as to why women weren't allowed. I completely agree with you, Rapasa, and thank you so much for raising that.
Can I speak on that a little bit?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
I always say that in Africa, we never wrote songs about dogs or, cats, or I love my cat. Everything had a purpose.
True.
Music was not just for aesthetic purposes. Could you enjoy? Music served as a dirge. Music served for even if it's for entertainment, it's for drinking. The song will be for drinking. You can't come and sing a sad song at a party. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in that case, yes, definitely. And women's instruments were specifically designed to accompany the session or the male, or how you can't just dance Ramogi dance as a woman, or everything. I'm just adding to what you're saying.
Yes, please.
So Rapasa, thank you so much for bringing that up.
Dude, I like check. So like in this paper that I was reading, they said that and I actually wrote it down here, that African women's roles have been deeply rooted in the biological aspects of womanhood.
Yes.
Kwa sababu there's like in that paper that I was reading in Ghana, there was, and even here there's songs that were played during childbirth.
Yeah.
There's songs that were played, cause the role of women was to actually till the land sana in the past. So while they tilled, they sang songs.
Yeah.
There's songs that accompanied initiation rites, like kama Uganda si unajua venye mademo anapelekwa through senga, and the senga advises the woman on what to do and how to become womanly and grow up into make a good wife and all. There's songs for those particular purposes. So I completely agree that there's instruments, but there's instruments that accompany these particular ceremonies or these kinds of rites of passage or these movements. And I don't dispute the fact that there's instruments for women and by women traditionally. Yeah. It's just that not all instruments were sort of, and like not all instruments women were allowed to play.
Yes. And
I've been seeking for, like reasons as to why, like a certain drum, people could not, women could not play a certain drum, why somebody would not play the Orutu, and I'm super, super grateful that you're here, to enlighten those things. And please, karibuni sana kwa comments. If you have, like anything that you have to changia about this conversation, please bring in those comments, because we really, 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 really want to hear. Because we are also, these conversations are about, the roles of women in music, understanding our own instruments, our understanding where we fall, in tradition, and where we fall in society and community, and encouraging each other, because Labdi and I realize we have sort of like the same spirit, not to revenge or not to be stubborn, but just to tell the stories of our communities in the instruments that appeal to us, the instruments that we've fallen in love with.
Yeah.
Music
and we also have to acknowledge that the times are changing. Yeah, the times,
culture is dynamic. I agree. Culture is dynamic. It keeps changing, and kitambo, when people used to pay bread price, they used to pay bread price in curry shells. Afrika songa ikakwa cattle, alafu ikasonga sai ni M-Pesa.
Bitcoin.
Na itenda Bitcoin. Huyu nani analipwa mahari na Bitcoin?
My dad's number 07
we are talking mahari na
Bitcoin.
Yeah. So culture is dynamic. It keeps changing. And I usually say that if I am able to tell the stories of my people using the drum as a tool of expression, then I will gladly do so. For this, because I love telling the stories of my people. Then they have to accept that they have a tool in there, in that community. Kasiva is a tool to tell those, and I see you as like just the same agent in this, telling stories and bringing out this culture, and especially picking up an instrument that is we don't hear a lot of Orutu music right now, you know. And for a young, beautiful woman like you, who has the, you know, who is pushing the agenda and living in the city and living a modern life, but you know, holding the roots true in your heart, like I truly, truly respect this, and I really, really encourage you and the Labdi man. This is the shit, man. Okay, jam time, jam time.
Thank you so much. I can play your song that I wrote from the coast. So you jam.
So as you wanna tune, I'm just gonna look through the comments. Somebody is asking for the title of the paper. M Kavita, could you please just write in my DM, and I'll write the name of the website where I got the paper, and you can read more about it. It's very, very interesting. It speaks about, you know, the role of women in traditional African music. Nitakutumia. Karibu sana Ivy, this is your seat next weekend. Next week, next Monday. Karibu sana. Hi Jandel. Hi Jandel. Jandel, where are you? In Brazil or where? Karibu sana. Hi.
So tutaenda coast.
Sawa. Wait, coast. This is an instrument from Western Kenya.
Yes.
But you're taking it to Southern Kenya.
And the coast.
That's what's up.
Okay, tell me tune. Put tune too. Sawa, tuko sawa.
Twende.
This song is about a girl called Auma. Na udem anapenda kutembea.
Auma likes walking.
Machali wanamsho, unapenda kutembea sana, but she wants to walk. Haya.
favorite after Winjauru?
After Winja.
Hands up if you know Winjauru.
Do you know Winjauru?
I love Winjauru. I think we're going to finish the show with it later. What are people saying up?
Rapasa M-Pesa bwana, acha mchezo bwana. Rapasa. Hi Mel. Jendel, hello. Thank you, Lucas. Thank you so much. Miss Maina, thank you.
Dude, there's a whole following of women percussionists from Asia, and they're in the house. Are called Women of Rhythm, and I'm super happy that they're here. Welcome, shout out to Women of Rhythm.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is Labdi. Hebu waambie wanaweza kupata wapi nikikutafutia maswali za kisense.
Thank you so much. Welcome everybody. Welcome. Tekla, thank you so much. Holly from, where are you from? Arizona? Yeah, so you can find me. My name is Labdi. L-A-B-D-I. And you can find me on all social media sites apart from Snapchat. As Labdi Official. Labdi Official. Okay? Yeah.
Hey, keep the questions coming, guys. Keep the questions coming in. Labdi is here to answer your questions about Orutu, this fiddle, and about women in music. And speaking about women in music, Labdi.
Yes.
So now that I don't know if we've told them, but I think I've seen a picture of a woman holding Orutu. I think her name is Ogoya Nengo.
Ogoya is like my I don't have voice.
I love her. I love her. I would love to meet Ogoya one day. But since I haven't seen her play, I've only seen her holding the instrument. You're the only girl that I know who plays Orutu publicly and who is out here, pushing the agenda of the Orutu.
Yeah.
So now that it's evident that there's very few women who are even, thinking about playing the Orutu, why do you think this is the reason? Because right now we've already said, that the culture is dynamic and it's changing, and now it's a little bit better to express yourself, with the instrument of choice. Why do you still think that mademu anakata bado kuchukua Orutu na kuicheza? And ukishanjibu hiyo uniambie wewe kama Labdi, what are you doing to change it? Cause tunaona ukweli yenyewe hakuna mademu.
Yeah.
Na tunaweza kuita Lona kwa sababu
lonely, I am so lonely.
Unatembea na Orutu peke yako kama mdemu.
Yeah.
So why do you think mademu wana shy off to kwa instrument? Na kama ama ni kushy off, kama ni kuogopa, why do you think women are not why do you think there's not an army of women playing the Orutu?
I think I can make this issue personal, but in all honesty, when it comes to creativity and artistry, there's economic factors, there's social factors, there's different influences that affect anyone. By the time you decide you're going to be even a musician alone, you have to think, am I going to get money? Am I going to get this? Then there's social factors. I am a woman. Your family is probably going to fight you all the time about it. I know so many people who have had to even travel to other countries because they were told, musicianship is for men, and if you are a woman and you're doing music, then you are Malaya. Yeah, Malaya, and that doesn't mean they're a liar. No. So when it comes to this instrument, I feel as though it's not that they're shy. It's not like they don't have the skills. I personally don't believe in talent because kitambo unapata your granddad is a carpenter, your father will be a carpenter, you will be a carpenter, your son will be a carpenter. It has nothing to do with whether you're able or not. You just have to learn the skill. I believe in entrepreneurship, and I believe in apprenticeship as well.
Right. Yes.
So when it comes to these instruments, it doesn't mean that they don't have the skills or the ability, the acumen to learn them. There are so many factors that fight women.
Right.
They don't have money. There's families. A lot of people who I've met also, sometimes they say, my boyfriend will not allow me to do it, my husband will not allow me to do it. But slowly and surely, when people see you playing the drums and people seeing me doing Orutu and being successful and striving, crossing borders and boundaries, then they will be able to do it.
That's right. And now as Labdi, as you've honed this instrument and you've taken it home and you and the Orutu are one, what are you doing to make the spaces better? Because remember, this conversation is about, uniting Kenyan women in music, you know, and this platform is for anybody watching, for any girl, for any woman who is curious, you know, to pick up an instrument that they feel uncomfortable socially or you know, like an etched subconscious fear in you that you feel you can't pick. This is for you. These sessions are for you, you to get encouragement, for you to understand the roles of these instruments, what they represent in our communities, what they represent in our traditions, and more so what they mean to us. What are you doing as Labdi to take this gospel of the Orutu from Labdi to the masses? What is the message that you're sending to women and girls who are interested in learning the Orutu? Yeah.
You know, Kasiva, the first thing that I'm doing, and I agreed and I told myself I would do, is be a better musician.
Word.
That's the most important thing, because I cannot teach and I don't take my craft seriously. I cannot teach without knowledge. So the first step in me, in being able to inspire anybody, being able to inspire young girls, is to make myself a better instrumentalist and to play this thing every day. You know.
Guys, did you hear that? That's wisdom right there. Yeah. That's wisdom. I've never really heard somebody say that. That's really wisdom.
You're welcome.
That's
you know, that's the first step. And then the second step is to make sure that I break boundaries. My own personal boundaries, I need to make sure I break them, because as much as I can come and say I can teach you, there's so many people who've been given the instrument and they're in offices, they're managers, and they say, I used to play this thing. What about now? Do you still play it? You know, despite giving people the instrument and teaching them how to do that, I have made it a point to make sure that I reach the farthest that any Orutu player has been. And I know there are so many Orutu players who've gone far. We have Kina Boz, we have so many people.
Shout out to Boz! Shout out to George Kenge.
You know? Kenge.
Yes.
You know, there are so many people who have made it so far. And I want to be able to make it there and even move further, to be able to, you know, you can't aspire to be something you're not seeing.
Right on.
You can't be a snowman, and you can't say your dream is to be a snow person, a snow person. A person who skis and you live in Kakamega. It doesn't make sense.
These are the effects of living in a tropical country.
A snow person. I saw someone who's from London. Please correct him. It's not a snowman. You know, Kakamega is a very hot city in Western Kenya.
Yes.
So, you know, by breaking my own boundaries keep going and pushing my agenda, and, you know, inspiring people through things that they can see, I feel like I'm doing something. Then besides that, I always tell people, if you want to learn Orutu, come talk to me. But people don't talk to me, or they say, oh, I want to learn Orutu, but they want to play with my Orutu, and I will not give you my Orutu. Just buy Orutu, you know. Or, you know, there's always those conversations. But if anyone wants to learn, please.
Economically speaking, about this instrument, let's talk about, I'm putting myself in the shoes of somebody probably who wants to learn Orutu. Do you think when do mwenye Orutu, is it an expensive instrument?
It's not.
So it's economically mtu anaweza afford.
You can afford it.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how difficult is it to learn Orutu?
It all depends, man. Because there are people who play guitar, say it was hard. The people say it was easy. It really all depends on, like, your approach to it. I believe so much in your attitude. If you want to learn something, you will learn how to. You know, I taught myself how to play this. I had never seen an Orutu before that. You know, I'd only had it in Radio Ramogi. I'd had it because I lived in Kisumu for 7 years. Yes. I had it. I'd never touched it. But I took it and I taught myself how to play. Then I learned other people's songs. That's how I learned how to play it.
Interesting.
It took me time, and I keep learning. You know, I want to be a better musician. So it's not that difficult, but it requires a lot of patience.
Now, Labdi, there's something very interesting about how you play Orutu. And I think, fam, you'll agree with me. Anybody who's seen the videos that Labdi is floating out and about, this is a very traditional instrument, but Labdi takes it and puts it in sort of like a modern setting. Ebu niambie, what inspired you to do that? Because it's something that I wouldn't really expect. Did I see you playing anachukua, anaweka?
Hey! Yes! Yes.
What's up with that, Labdi? What's up with that one?
You know, Kasif, as we were talking, you remember I told you that, you know, I can't just assume people know this instrument.
Yeah.
It's really bad to assume, and I have been assuming for a very long time.
Yes.
And I really hate it when people tell me, oh, you know, you're a traditional musician. What about me is traditional? What about me is traditional? This should not be a traditional instrument. It's an instrument that is existing now. So then how is it traditional? It doesn't make sense.
Yes.
So based off of that, I decided that my main role is to repopularize this instrument particularly. And that's what you're doing with the drums. You're making it, you know, when you're looking really good and you're not wearing a cow hide. Cow hide. No, it's true. You know, just presenting it in a way that is palatable right now in itself is a way of showing people that it's not ancient, it's not si ushamba. This is not ushamba, please, come on. You know, it's present, we can do it.
Mtu anafikiria ni ushamba. Umechelewa nigga, umechelewa.
Umechelewa bana. Where are you from, man? What's bothering you, baby? I'm not embarrassed. Yeah.
So you've taken it and placed it in a modern setting. What's the reaction to this? Because I know it's funny about these instruments that we've taken. This is an Orutu that you've taken that naona imepentiwa pink. Guys, if you can see huku hivi, it looks inakani kama iko na fret. Can you see this?
This is muscle tape.
This is muscle tape. She has put frets for herself. How do people first of all, not how do people react, but do people accept the fact that you've taken a traditional instrument and ukai ni kama ukai Instagram kitambo kupanga Instagram, you know, like you've taken it and umeichukua, you've learned how to put it in a modern setting. How are people reacting to that? Because are people accepting that?
I think people are.
Yeah.
People are accepting it.
Because the genres of music are changing.
It's changing.
Yeah. Right now, like how Orutu was used traditionally is not how you'll find Orutu being used now. A very good example is, and it's not an Orutu, but Makadem. Makadem and his Nyatiti. He's taken the Nyatiti and, you know, like electronized it in some way, and now it can fit into house music, and I'm super surprised. So I'm just curious to see, like, how are people reacting to that? Like, what may accept ikiwekwa kwa modern music?
Itabidi wa accept, because hapo ndio penye tunaenda. You can't just be expecting people to sit by the fire to listen to you to play. Someone in Arizona, welcome, wants to listen to you play, and you know, music, we have so many new different genres of music.
Yes.
So if you don't adapt, this will get lost, and that's not
right on.
This is not why I'm doing it, so that it doesn't get lost.
Yeah.
Because I ask myself, if I don't do it, who will do it?
Right on.
You know?
Me nataka to play a song. Unaona hizo song umekuwa ukiekelea ni Twitter ama
Instagram.
Please, let's just play one of them. And disclaimer, not me. Labdi and I have never played together. So this is the first time we are jamming together, and guys, I cannot even explain how this feels. Yeah. So let me try and jump to this one. Which one are you gonna play?
I'm trying to remember the ones that I've done.
Yeah.
But now it helps when the track is at the background.
I see. Well, let's play anachukua anaweka wa on the beat.
Yeah.
No. I've listened to that song twice.
Imagine that's the progression.
Diamond Platinums kama huko M-Pesa pia inafanya huko Kenya.
Diamonds. Mini gold platinums. You know what I'm saying?
And so on and so forth. I want to take you back kidogo. Please. Back to the beginning. I've seen a comment. I've seen a comment somewhere and it's reminded me of something. Do you want to quickly tell us the structure of the Orutu, like what is the Orutu made of?
I
can see it here. I'm super lucky I can see it behind. Just tell to the audience. You can like completely come to the camera and like show them the little parts in the mini.
Sawa.
Yeah, so that people can understand like the parts of the Orutu, and then it takes me to the next question.
Yeah.
Sawa.
This is my favorite class, because people get surprised that one string. I don't know if they can. You can see the string, or now you can see it. So this is Orutu. Can we say Orutu? Orutu. People normally say Orutu. What is that? Are you not embarrassed? So it's a single stringed fiddle from Luo Nyanza, Western Province. Nyanza Province. This is metallic wire. Yeah, this part you can see. And then this is a bridge, and it's made of papyrus reed. Mine is not the original Orutu. The original Orutu was made of wood, and this was made of
monitor lizard.
Monitor lizard skin, yeah. But because of the restrictions against what's it called? Hunting these animals.
Hunting animals, yeah.
Yeah, then we can't do that. So we had to improvise with something that, you can consume. So this is goat skin. This one of mine is goat skin. You can see inside there. That's the goat skin part. This is plastic tube, the one that is used for piping in the house piping. So in this way, then we are recycling. Then this is what holds the Orutu, and this is what you use as a tuner. This is what I use as a tuner. So this is made of metal, and this is wood. Then this is malleable wood or a malleable stick, and this is sisal. And it's important to note that this is sisal because other communities use different things. Like the Ndingidi, the one from Uganda, this part is made of goat skin. It's dried and twined. The same for Masinko. Yeah, so that is what encompasses the Orutu. And most of the times you'll see bladder. What's bladder? Like a plastic.
What?
Bladder ni nini?
Rubber band.
Rubber band.
Bladder ni nini really?
Bladder.
Guys, Mkenya yoyote mwenye anajua bladder ni nini? Can you type for us like what bladder is?
No,
it's a sort of band.
It's a band. It's a plastic band.
Rubbery,
yeah. So then
band.
It helps you to kind of put your finger in the right place so that you can play in the right key and not move, because it's very sensitive. If I can show you, if you play here, you see where my finger is. If I play here, that's the tone it produces, and if I move slightly, it's different. It's sharper. So it's a very, very sensitive instrument. So most players have that to help them, to guide them, with the tension. But now for me, because that thing was killing my finger, I was so I decided to put some cell tape, kind of like to put artificial frets. Yeah.
Beautiful.
And this is the resonation. So the sound transfers from here, goes into the resonator, and then it's like a speaker out there. Sawa? Godfrey, sutusaidie na nini? Bladder. What is bladder, man? You're just laughing at us. And then
somebody said it's people are calling, but guys, Wakenya mnatudanganya, this is not a rubber band. Somebody has said even money band.
Money band.
See, money band ile ati ile rubber band ya kufunga do kwa bank. Bladder ni ile ya kufunga kifagio na tunajua. Do not lie to us.
Don't do it, man. Don't do it. Don't be that guy. Yes, I have one more part that I need to show.
Yes, please.
So there's this. This is very tiny. It's very tiny. So this is gum from the eucalyptus tree. So it helps to make sure, sometimes in a loose sound, yeah? If you play so much, then it loses friction. But this gives it friction. And I just rub it onto the string. And then we have a sharper sound. There we go.
Guys, we just
for a live.
Somebody has sent a request for a live. Who is that? Jameni?
Rafael Hernandez Zuruet. I hope I haven't butchered your name. Pneumatic tube.
Hapa sawa. Thank you. I don't even know how to pronounce this, but I will just say pneumatic tube. Pneumatic tube. Yes, sir. Higher. Yes, I.
Educated people, we thank you.
I'm super happy that the parts of your Orutu are very environmental friendly. I like the part that umesema ile, they're recycled, and it's like my favorite drum, the bunde, which is, you know, made from 100% recyclable materials. That's really, really good for the environment.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being sensitive about the environment.
You're very welcome.
I'm very pro
environmental preservation.
Yeah.
That's my new name.
Yeah. I see we have about 12
minutes.
Wow. Similar concept with rosin.
Yes, exactly like rosin, yeah.
The kanini for hiyo kitu ya kupitisha hapa. Yes. Interesting.
Yeah. But not
guys,
I'm not saying Roshin.
Roshin. Guys, do you have any questions for Labdi? Please keep them coming. We have about 10 minutes, and we're gonna wrap up with I love this song.
Oh my God.
Guys, I love this song.
Thank you so much,
there's a beautiful video on YouTube where she did sofa sounds. And get onto YouTube and search for Labdi sofa sounds. Sofa meaning spelled SOFAR sounds.
Sofa.
And and you will hear this song, and I absolutely love this song.
Thank you so much.
Karibuni sana, and
also
yes,
album is dropping this year. For real this time. I mean Corona, but
how am I excited about news like this? Na tangu ingia hapo time ya chai huku sema.
Weka sifa kwanza.
This is not my session, Jamani Queen Labdi. This is your session. When is your album coming? What tell me about tell us about the album, please.
The album is a project I have done for a very long time now. It needs to be out. It needs to be out. I'm really excited about it. It's about myself. You'll hear some really good, you know, some really good songs that I've written over the years about love, about myself, about people like Asiva. You know, it's just one of those beautiful projects. I look forward to releasing it. I'll tell you the dates. I will tell Kasiva and she will tell you, but I will let you know when the dates are. And please make sure to follow me.
Cool stuff. There's a question right here. Somebody has said, when are we getting another cover? I want you to do Kamati ya Roho Chafu. Please take up that challenge in front of camera right now.
Kamati ya Roho Chafu. Hey! Sili Kamati ya Roho Chafu.
Sisi sio Kamati ya Roho Chafu. Mtu ame request ucheze cover ya Kamati ya Roho Chafu. Do you umekubali utacheza Kamati ya Roho Chafu?
Itachezeka.
Sawa. Nyager. Kamati ya Roho Chafu itakam. Please follow her. Utapata Kamati ya Roho Chafu. Somebody has asked, how long have you been playing on that Orutu? So, oh my God, I love this. Look at this. How long has she been playing on that Orutu? So far.
Badum. I'd say about
Mose Mushemi. Tunaelewana hapo kwa hiyo level. Kwa hiyo level.
Yes.
Yeah, so how long have you been playing on Orutu?
About 7 years now.
Guys, 7 years. Kweli?
7 years. 3 years.
7 years is enough for a kid to be born and eat githeri. That's how long she's been playing.
Throw the kids away. Throw the kids away. But this is my child. If you say anything otherwise, choko sana. Yeah. So about 7 years, Mose. Thank you so much for your question.
Keep them coming. Unaona zingine hapo?
Yeah.
We need a listening party. Mose Mushemi and others, we were actually talking about an acoustic jam session because you know,
Mutawezana.
Great minds
think alike.
So, yeah, think alike. So I think that's gonna be coming pretty soon. So keep it locked. We'll just talk about it and see how we can make this happen, and you know, be very sensitive about COVID-19 regulations and all. Hopefully vaccine itakuwa imekuja.
Vaccine is soon.
Yes. So we got 8 minutes, guys. We got 8 minutes, guys. Thank you so much. I really want to thank you for hanging out with us, with vibing na Queen Labdi.
Hey.
This was really interesting. You've probed so many questions, and I think these sessions are gonna be good. We're gonna be doing these sessions every Monday for 5 weeks until I think Feb 1 of the next week of Feb. Our next guest is an amazing guitarist. Ayungen atakuja hapa afunike hii space na nywele. Her name is Ivy Alexander. She was on this live supporting.
Thank you so much,
the
Ivy.
queen here, and that is what we want. That is what we look for, and that is why we are having these sessions to encourage women to support each other, to learn from each other, to hold each other's hands, and to have these very vital conversations, because we need to understand our histories, we need to understand our instruments, but most of all we need to support each other and unite in becoming one movement in sort of like spreading the gospel of Kenyan music and sending the Kenyan music scene
Sambamba
out. Guys,
2 questions I need to answer.
Which ones? You've seen questions.
What material do I use for the bowstring?
Yes.
This is made of sisal. It's a naturally occurring fiber that is not it's not malleable, so it does not bend at all. It does not expand or contract. And then someone asked
the
name of this instrument. So I have 2 Orutu.
Yes. What is the name of your Orutu?
Guess what?
What? Guess. Guessini mko na 1 minute. Go. What I mean,
hata niko karibu ku disappoint.
Usiseme.
Niko karibu ku disappoint.
Haina jina.
I have 2. Listen, I have 2. The first one is called Sulwe, which means stars, all right?
Sulwe, like Lupita Nyong'o's book.
She copied me, but I'm not telling anyone.
Lupita.
Msiniseme.
Yes.
Hi, Lupita.
Urutu is called Sulwe.
Marutu was called Sulwe.
Okay, tuendelee.
In 2014. I'm being bitter. And then I named this one Onyango. And then someone called Onyango pissed me off. So
it doesn't have a
name.
Wase siturushe hizo suggestions za majina as we wrap up. Thank you so much again. Nimeona mtu amesema simcheze basi 8 minutes zinadidimia.
All right, so we'll play you Kasifa's favorite song and many people's favorite song. It's called Winjauru. But hii lazima tuite ancestors kidogo. Twende. Kanya kubadala korito ninyo miete mwe. Kanya kubadala korito ninyo miete mwe. so much.
Kwaherini tena ya kuona.